for if it's not being felt in the pockets of Kenyans, Beverly?
Yes, so it's working for the wealthy individuals. These are people who have access to certain networks, have access to opportunities, and are able to multiply their wealth. And if you look at the concept of social mobility, I want to start from just a foundational perspective, right? So public services are very critical. Health, education are very critical for social mobility. Education in particular is one of those inequality busting sectors. Health is another very important one. If you start from even maternal health and then child health, because that improves, your cognitive functioning, your cognitive development. You have better literacy rates. You're able to transition throughout all your years of schooling, and then you have better access to labor opportunities, labor market opportunities that are economically productive. If you're a wealthy individual, you are able to access better quality schools with better quality teachers and the like. So therefore you have, it's like starting a race, right? Almost 5 steps ahead. That's why we're saying it's very critical for the government to make sure they're investing in public services so that we're all starting from a level playing field. And we all have, access to basic, decent healthcare, and we have access to basic and decent and quality education as well, and social protection. So those are very critical for reducing that inequality so that we're all able to at least start on an even playing field.
Beverly, if I am a politician, thank God I'm not one,
yes.
or I am someone in office who is being ranked based on the performance of an economy, and you look at the economy performing at 5%, say for 2020, you'd say you are impacting the economy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do those in offices, in your view, understand how harsh this disconnect of poverty and inequality is?
I think they are becoming more and more aware. I think also numbers do not lie. If poverty rates increased, this is KNBS that reported this, actually increased from 36%.
Kenya National Bureau of Statistics.
Increased from 36% to close to 40%. Those are government statistics, so numbers do not lie. Again, if we're looking at the cost of food, which we're also saying has increased almost by 50% since 2020, that means that a lot of Kenyans are living a very harsh life. They're not able to afford basic amenities, basic food, which they need for themselves and their families. I also want to talk about the issue of food insecurity and food poverty, which we have also seen this increased, the food insecurity increased by 17 million over 2014 and 2024. So the issue of food insecurity is also something that should be very telling to the government, that this economic growth does not mean that people are living better quality lives. And we also need to go back to the issue of why is this happening, and like the tax system I was talking about. Right now you find there are quite a number of levies that are being imposed on our salaries. Affordable housing, social health insurance fund. So we have diminishing incomes. So the income you had a few years ago is not the income that you have now, meaning your purchasing power has gone down. And also what we want the government to do, for example, is also to review the tax collection system.